Right then guys, I hope you're all good. Welcome to the latest video, the newest episode of the Quest to Compete. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. Sorry again, it's a little bit late. Like I always say, I intend to upload on the Sunday or the Monday, but you know, things get in the way. I had a busy weekend this weekend, so struggled to get everything sorted and ready for you Sunday or yesterday, which would have been Monday. So hopefully this will be out Tuesday night. As long as YouTube plays ball when uploading it. So this week has been a pretty busy one, the week just gone. So over the weekend I had my sister's baby gender reveal thing, and then on the Sunday I had the BNBF posing seminar. Other than that, in the week it was all, you know, normal, but usually my weekends are a little bit more chilled, whereas this weekend it was a pretty busy one. But it was a good one, it was really good. I will relay some photos from the posing seminar sort of through this now as I'm chatting, and I'll also put a little video on there as well just for you to see what it was like.
So when we're trying to arc, you squeeze it all in. If you squeeze it all in, go on, relax. Let's have a relaxed stretch with hamstrings and calves. So it's hamstrings and calf. Yeah. So you squeeze in stage, bring your inner hamstring in, knee out, glutes in, up onto your calf, chest up. Remember where to resist.
I would definitely recommend it if anyone is thinking about competing. Even if you have done it before, there was a lot of people who have competed before that were still there. Just to make sure that you're getting things perfect, just to sort of get, you know, back into the routine of posing when if you may not have competed for a couple of years kind of thing, if you had a long off season. But especially for people who are new to competing, like for me it was really helpful. I'm sure that I'll go to probably every single one that they do at that gym, or if they do any closer to me, it's in Sheffield, so it's not too bad, it's about an hour or so away. But I'll definitely be going to as many of those as I can, just to make sure I get things perfected as best as I can, because I don't want to have a decent physique and a physique that can do well but then lose because I'm shit at posing. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I think they run them every month, so I will film as much content as I can when I do go to those, as often as I can. But if you've never competed before and you're thinking about doing so, then I definitely recommend it. It was at Evolution Gym in Sheffield, run by the BNBF. So yeah, other than that, this week generally all pretty good. No real big changes. Obviously we're in the last couple of weeks now of the off season, just about to go into my first prep, which, you know, like I said, won't be a huge change. Will be a decent drop in calories to start off. Other than that, there won't be a huge amount of change to begin with. But I'm looking forward to dieting. I feel ready to diet now. Anyone who has done sort of a gaining phase for a long amount of time will know the feeling of just being ready to diet and just feeling a bit heavy and just feeling a bit lethargic and not really that content with how you look and just ready to diet. So that's how I'm feeling. This week's training session was at ULTRAFLEX again. So although it was last weekend, so not the one just gone, the one before, so it was a while ago now, about 10 days ago. It's the last session that I filmed, and it was with my mate Barney from college. So a lad that I know from college back in Scunthorpe, back at home where I went to college. I've not seen him for probably a couple of years now, to be fair, so it was good to catch up with him. We trained legs, so obviously I'll have the footage relaying in the background. This is the very similar session to what I did with AJ when I last trained ULTRAFLEX when we did legs. So I had numbers to try and beat. So if you ever do, you know, use a different gym, I definitely recommend that you log your session when you do train in a different gym, especially if you're training with someone else and it's their session. But even if it is your session, log the session, because if you're going to be there again soon, even if you don't know that you're going to be there again soon, it may happen that you do end up training there again. Then you'll have a session to replicate and try and improve on from last time, rather than resetting numbers and starting from the bottom again. So yeah, Very, very similar session, so I won't go through it to the fullest extent of exactly everything that we did in detail. We started on a prime line leg curl, then we did the prime leg extension, which is really, really good piece of kit. It feels like no other leg extension I've ever been on. It's awesome. Then we did the pendulum squat, so it's my rotation of pendulum. It would have been my pendulum rotation, so we did that one rather than the hack squat. So I'll leave that on screen now with my top set for you to watch. So yeah, that was 6 plates for 15, and then I tried 7 plates, and this is what happened. So yeah, I got 1, yeah, just 1, brilliant. It felt very heavy. To be fair, in hindsight, if I'd have done that set first, I reckon I'd have had maybe 4 or 5, potentially 6. But it was after a very, very tough set. So we just classed that as one set because it absolutely killed me off. And then we moved on to the hammer strength leg press, which annoyingly I had like the seat set up different to last time, so I didn't log down when I trained with AJ how the seat was set up because it was just set up, didn't even think of it. And then when I did my first like warming up sets, it just fell off. But then I got the seat right, and this was 500 kilos. I'm sure I got 10, obviously it was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure I got 10, but the camera cut off, which is very annoying. But yeah, it's a nice leg press that, it's a good piece of kit. I'm pretty sure it's 500 for 10. AJ messaged me yesterday saying he got 500 for 12. So I'm sure I got 10 because he would have made sure that he beat me by 1 or 2. But yeah, the camera cut off, very annoying. Then it was a single leg leg curl, seated leg curl, live fitness one as a rest pause, and then we just finished on an adductor, and we did that as a rest pause as well. So that was the session. It's, like I say, the same as the one that I put on with AJ. That's why, hence why I've not gone into massive detail with it. Really good session though. Again, any session that I perform in that gym seems to be a very, very good session. So I'm going to aim to train there as often as possible, whenever I can. Obviously, when I go into prep, AJ will be prepping at the same time. So we'll look to try and match our splits up as best as we can, so that we can train together as often as we can. Really, probably once every week or 2 weeks would be cool. It's only an hour-ish away from here. And then we can both get a decent amount of content. It'd be cool to follow along. But yeah, that's everything on the session. Other things to go over in terms of how the week's going. I'm feeling pretty good. I'll relay my photos now from last week's check-in. Feeling pretty good. I'm hovering around 206 pounds pretty much every morning. I'm like 206.25 or 206.5 pounds pretty much every day now. The goal was to hold at like 204, but it seems to have gone up and it's holding at 206, but I'm happy with the look. I don't feel like I look any worse for being those couple of pounds heavier. So, you know, even if I was to put on another pound, potentially 2, if I still held the same condition, then it wouldn't be a negative factor. It wouldn't be like, okay, we're just putting on pointless weight. So that's why it's worth going off how you actually feel, how you look, as well as the visuals, having your logbook and all the data that you've got. It's why the more data the better, really, because that means you can then manipulate it around and you can have that data to ultimately provide the best results. So that's something I say to my clients a lot is, you know, if we have data, the more data we have, the easier it is to manipulate things around. So even though they may not have a step goal, it's worth tracking your steps for now, because if we do go into a fat loss phase, which is a bit more aggressive, and we need to track steps and increase steps from where they're at, if I say to them, right, we're going to do 15,000 steps, but they've already been doing 17,000 because they have a really active lifestyle anyway, they're actually going to be less active than they were previously. So the more data, the better. The more consistent data, the better. You need both for it to really aid and help you when you're working towards the ultimate goal. But anyway, a bit off track there. But yeah, happy with how I'm looking at this weight. I will probably finish at this weight, 206-ish, 206.25. When I can't see me putting on too much more weight over the next, couple of weeks. Got 2 weeks now. So we'll probably head into prep at around this weight. We're looking to deload before prep, so 3-4 days off the gym, just to make sure that I'm going in pretty fresh and not with a hell of a lot of training fatigue. So makes sense, really. I don't want to be going into prep feeling like shit and feeling battered and niggles here and there. But I don't feel too bad at the minute, but I know that a deload will do me good. Me and Shannon are looking to go away as well, just for a few days before prep starts, just because we know that the chances of doing so during prep won't really be there so much. So we're looking to go somewhere just for a few days before prep starts at the end of this month, February 24th. But yeah, that's everything covered. So all in all, really good week. Happy with where I'm at. Happy with how training's going. Nutrition's feeling good. Digestion, everything on point. Sleep's on point as always. No negative points this week at all. Happy with how the posing workshop went. Learned a fair bit. Like I said, we'll be going to those probably every month, and we'll document it on the way. But in the next couple of weeks is when it'll start to get exciting, and it'll be the start of prep, and everyone gets excited then. And people think it's more of a big deal, but really things will be the same. They'll just look leaner over time, which will then get more engagement, because people like it when people look lean, which is cool, I guess, but also quite sad, the world that we live in. Anyway, I'll leave it there. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you some insight as to where I'm at the minute. Any questions or anything that anyone needs from me, feel free to drop a comment below or drop me a message on Instagram. It's probably the easiest way to contact me. If you haven't already subscribed, then if you could click that button, I'd massively appreciate it. Give the video a like if you liked it, and I will see you all in the next video.